As I mentioned on the Canvas page, I hope you actually found yourself a little frustrated with that first quiz. Obviously, the intent is to give you just a little bit of the experience that some of our students may be having in our classes. Obviously, there's no way that we can recreate the experience of a deaf student or a blind student, but we can have just a little taste of it. The first question was intended to give you a sense of what a student using a screen reader might feel on a page that does not use headings. You might conceptually be able to figure out that one of these terms is less important than the other, although they were pretty arbitrary, so I don't think you would have been able to do that. Something as simple as using appropriate headings makes this visible. It also makes it readable by a screen reader. That leaves is a heading 3 and thus less important than the other 4 items. The second question, on the one hand, it gives you the experience of students who are colorblind, seeing something that is not an appropriate contrast. But it also gives you the experience of what all students may feel if you're not attuned to the need for a clear contrast between text and background. Something as simple as changing the text color makes this much easier to read. The third question was intended to give you just maybe a little bit of a sense of what a student with something like ADHD may experience when taking quizzes in our classes. That feeling of, I can hear everything that's going on, but it's extremely hard to process because of the other noise that is coming in. And the final video was intended to give you just a little bit of a taste of what a deaf student might feel in your class. Even a student who does not have complete hearing loss may struggle with videos. Simply adding captions to them makes them much easier for students to process. And you may notice that the captioning can be helpful in other situations. If I'm sitting in the living room and my kids are being loud, which happens frequently, being able to turn on the captions on a video so that I can read what's happening makes learning easier for me. So these are just a little bit, that's just a little bit of an explanation of why that quiz and what it was supposed to help you to see.